Hi, welcome to yet another video from Rediscovering World. Today we are in Marrakesh, in the center of the Medina. We are just going to see Madrasa bin Yusuf. So it's one of the largest and most important Islamic school in Marrakesh and all over Morocco. So yeah, let's go and see the madrasa. The madrasa is situated at the center of the Medina. So once you enter the madrasa, on your left side, we can see the ticket counter, which clearly mentioned about the prices, and it cost about 50 dinar in Moroccan currency. So before we go further, I'll just briefly explain to you what is a madrasa. If you have never visited a Muslim country, you might not have heard the word madrasa before. So clearly it's an Islamic school and is specialized in religious studies. This school was built for the students who attend the Ben Yusuf Mosque, located close to the madrasa. So now you can see a map which clearly depicts the entrance, the courtyard, the ground floor, the prayer hall, and the first floor. And all those blocks are the small dormitories for the students to stay and study the religious books and their theological guides. So this is the main entrance. That was the bronze door. You can see it's a dome with shapes made up of gypsum and have some Arabic writings over it. So this is the main building where you can see the pool in the center, where the Muslims take ablution. That's like cleaning yourself before going to the prayer. So that's the center part of that, and you can see the calligraphic writings of various Arabic literature over the sides of the wall. You can see the architectural beauty of the madrasa, especially from this courtyard itself. So on the northern side of the building, you can see the prayer hall. So it's just across the pool in the center, and you can see the ablution on the western side. It's just like a square basin. There are a lot of tourists been visiting the madrasa recently. We visited this madrasa after the earthquake. We were quite worried that it would be similar to the Kutumbia Mosque. This will be also closed. But we are a bit lucky that we were able to go and see the inside. So this is the prayer room. You can find the mihrab. That is the center semicircular niche on the wall that indicates the direction of Qibla. Yeah, you can just see it right now. This is the mihrab. It's an elegant decoration with various materials, but I don't think any colors have been used there. Most of the things used are marble, wood, and gypsum to construct this beautiful prayer niche. And you can see the hanging lights. So the dome is totally being decorated with cedar wood, gypsum. Yeah, it's quite a beautiful architectural beauty. I'll briefly explain to you about the history behind the madrasa. The establishment of Ibn Yusuf School in Marrakesh dates back to the Marinid dynasty. In 1364, Sultan Abu al Hassan built this monument. The Saadins, who came after that, renovated this school, though they preserved its initial decorations and architecture. So, the Madrasa bin Yusuf is the first and the largest Moroccan university in the era of Marinids. So, this building you can see was a university campus for students that is containing about 132 rooms. The school could house at its time more than about 900 students, which is quite unbelievable. If you see to the room size and everything, you could never imagine that this place had occupied 900 students at one time. So the students used to live there and did their homework and theological studies in this building, and they used the prayer hall to perform their religious duty and 5 times prayer. So, so this is the main basement floor, and the upper floor has the same, like a similar designs to the lower level, and there are about 132 rooms for students in the upper side. So we came a little bit early in the morning. It was not bit rush at that time, but it's getting quite busy by the day. The madrasa is open daily from 9 o'clock in the morning to 6 p.m. in the evening, and the entry cost, as I earlier mentioned, it cost around 50 dirhams, and it's worth it's worth for the money to see this quite old madrasa where a lot of students studied, in its original architecture. So once we have seen the lower floor, we are now just going up and just explore what's going there on the first floor. So once being in the first floor, you can see and you can visit the unremarkable dormitory cells. It doesn't have that much of ornamental details as in the first floor, but that can negatively contrast with the rich decorative elements on the rest of the madrasa. But it's still worth visiting on the first floor and seeing how the rooms and house the tiny halls where the students lived and studied, and you can also have a unique photo opportunity of the courtyard. So it's quite worth looking. There are so much of small windows you can see there. You can peer to the courtyard and take some wonderful pictures with the decorative styles of Moroccan architecture. One of the major thing I have noticed here, there is a lot of silence within its wall. Although this is set among the hustle and bustle of the dusty Medina streets, the soaring walls of the former Quranic school magically mute the city noise and create a serene and a spiritual environment. If you can come in the morning when there are less crowds and the early sunlight beautifully highlights the disciplined beauty of the madrasa. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to even meet some young calligrapher people. We could not able to see one because they used to say that there are a bit of people who used to write their names in Arabic calligraphy, and it's worth having a try. So this is the window. You can see from here, you can just look down and see the Moroccan architecture. So on the top, it's been made up of cedar wood. So that's the top layer, and the second part is the gypsum mosaic, and that's the main three things which they have used to build up such a masterpiece. Today, the madrasa transcends the status of a historic monument. It becomes a source of pride and identity for the Moroccan people, celebrating a deeply rooted intellectual and spiritual heritage that continues to inspire generation by fostering intercultural dialogue and perpetuating the legacy of Arab Muslim civilization. So I think it's quite worth visiting once you've been in Marrakesh. So by visiting this iconic place, travelers are invited on a journey through time to immerse themselves in a captivating history and to feel the spiritual serenity emanating from its walls. The student rooms were equipped with everyday objects and meticulously arranged. The reading space is adjacent to the window and the resting space is in the darker part. So it's quite a convenient way of learning. So we were quite fortunate to go around and see each and every dormitory cells. I think it's quite similar, all the dormitories are. And you can also see a projection room just near to the dormitory cells where the new technologies have been used to help the students for their theological studies. one of the other thing I forgot to mention was the water system. So it is a fascinating example of how the ancients devised ingenious solution to meet their water needs. So the madrasa was constructed at a time when access to water was challenging, and its water management system reflects this concern. So you can see at the center of the courtyard where there is a large basin, the roof of the surrounding buildings are designed to collect rainwater. This water was then directed to the courtyard basin, where it was stored for later use. And there was additionally, it has a like role of cooling and ventilation. So the basin also had a climatic advantage. The water stored in the basin could evaporate, creating a natural cooling effect in the surrounding space. The Marrakesh is a bit hot. This contributed to the comfort of students and visitors. So it's quite a brilliant idea, especially in that century. People are just thinking like doing whatever they can to help the student to learn everything comfortably. The madrasa was closed for quite a long period of time, but it's been reopened its doors to the public in April 2022 after nearly 4 years of restoration and development. The result of the work is absolutely stunning, and no visit to Marrakesh is complete without visiting this important monument. So actually this is been constructed in the 12th century, just exceptionally preserved Quranic school and one of the largest in North Africa, and it stands high as one of the important historical monuments in Morocco in general. So the main courtyard, it's amazing. Its diversity of its decorations, colors, and point of being a true original architectural work. It's just hats off to those people who have done a marvelous job. Hope you all enjoyed the video. This is all about Madrasa bin Yusuf, and we really recommend to visit here when you've been into Marrakesh, and we'll hopefully see you guys next week with yet another video from Marrakesh. Until then, it's me, Abil, and Hannah signing off. Take care.